What is going on, everyone? Happy Thursday. I hope you guys all had an amazing day today, but let's go ahead and jump right into today's recap. And so, as you guys can see from the screen, right, today was a red day overall on my account, right? And as far as how I did trading wise, I had a pretty big red day today myself, right? So, I was down $512 on SQs and I was up $90 on TQs, right? So, finished overall, down a little over $420. So, did not do a good job of managing my risk. Finished down over 1% on the day, right? And, as far as how this week has gone for me and my brother, it's been, a tough week. We're down combined, right, with the amount he's lost and with what I've lost, down over 1,100 on the week, right? So almost nearly 4% loss, right? So definitely has not been our week. We've made lots of mistakes. And so today I'm going to go ahead and explain to you guys, what I think led to me losing a lot of money and hopefully how I can learn from this in the future, right? But as far as where I went wrong, right? So I clearly lost a lot of money on SQQQ, and so the reason for that is the Nasdaq shot up a lot, right? But why did I keep buying into SQQQ and why did I keep thinking this thing was gonna fall? Well, the past 5 days, right? So if you ignore what happened today, right? The past 5 days, anytime we approached the top VWAP, we would get rejected and end up making a new low, right? And so that was pretty much the pattern that I saw going on. And so I wanted to pretty much follow suit with that. But, what I didn't take into account was, heading into yesterday, right? Market close, we actually ended up bouncing, right? As soon as market closed, we ended up seeing this nice bounce here. And then during the pre-market session today, right, what did we actually end up seeing? Well, the market started to actually indicate signs of an uptrend, right? So no longer did we make a new low. So previously, anytime we would touch the top VWAP, right, for the most part, we would eventually end up selling off to hit a new low, right? And so as you guys can see, that was pretty much, so if I take a step back even further, right, that was pretty much a pattern that was going on even longer than that, right? So we would pretty much push up, become overextended, pull on back, and we would make a new low, right? We would push up, make a new low, push up, make a new low, and we primarily just kept trading that way, right? Trading pretty sideways and choppy, right? Direction wasn't very clear, but at the very least, right, anytime we would pick up to the top VWAP, it would end up pushing down, right, and aggressively selling off and making a new low. And so I didn't want to predict when this thing was going to end up finding a bottom, so that's why I decided to continue trading, with what I saw was going on. And so heading into market open today, right, we started to push up and we were trading around these levels. And so I thought we were pretty overextended given how we were trading, right? And I thought there was a chance we could end up selling off. So, the plan wasn't bad, but what I needed to have realized is that as this thing didn't end up selling off, right, and actually ended up making new highs. So if you guys can see on the 1 day 1 minute chart, right, what I mean by that is as we ended up picking up, right, and then selling off, we actually ended up pushing up and making new highs, right? So we broke the resistance we had during the pre-market session and continue to climb from there. What that should have signified to me, right, was that the trend that I initially saw was no longer relevant, right? And what I mean by that is as this thing picked up, right, and then ended up becoming overextended, we weren't getting rejected the way we were trading, the way we were, right, the past few times where we were trading in those levels, right? We no longer got rejected, but we continue to break resistance levels and climb. And so, I should have been real with myself and realized there could have been lots of buying pressure because of the fact that, we have been following this, type of trading for the past, a decent amount of days, right? Oh, at least over a week, right? And so now that we were going to finally break below or break above this resistance, right? My apologies. We're going to finally break above it and stop trading in between this channel here, right? Then it made sense why this thing could continue to actually pick up and the buying pressure would be there. And so, once this thing continued to climb, I kept trying to predict when this thing was going to reverse. Why did I do that? Well, I saw in the bigger time frames at least, right, there were so many potential resistance areas, right, where it could have potentially, gotten rejected at, right? There was one here, one here, one here. But every single time, right, it continued to break past the resistance and, it didn't even really struggle at all. So, but I continued to try to predict where this thing was going to reverse, and it ended up biting me in the butt today, right? So this is definitely a lesson that I think we all can learn from, right? And it's that if you're just trying to predict when something's going to reverse, right? You're never going to really make good progress as far as trading in this market, right? I should have been real with myself and realized that once this thing continued to break, resistance levels and didn't even struggle, right? This thing did not struggle to break above the EMA anytime it broke below, right? As you guys can see, it would break below and it would immediately recover, right, and make a new high. It did that continuously the whole day, and I was being very ignorant, right, to try to predict when this thing was going to finally reverse. So as you guys can see, we actually ended up shooting up quite a bit, right at to end the market, right? And so as you guys can see, we actually ended up shooting up quite a bit, right at market close. And the reason for that is, I don't know if you guys heard, right, but Amazon itself is actually up quite a lot. So it was trading at $123, right, or at least it was, because the earnings came out, right? So this thing ended up shooting quite a large amount actually. So if you guys can see where it closed at to where it actually ended up shooting up to, it was up almost 12%, and then it ended up selling off and giving it all back. And I'm actually invested in Snap, and you guys can see this thing actually did the exact opposite, and it completely died, right? So it was trading at market close at $10.47. It dropped all the way down to $8.05. So that's also what contributed to me, having a big red day on my account overall. But, that is pretty much everything I wanted to discuss in today's video, right? I wanted you guys to be able to learn from the mistake that I made of trying to predict the reversal, right? With all that buying momentum, I could have made a killing getting into TQs, but that's just a lesson hopefully I will learn from in the future, right? But I will be posting a recap tomorrow and trading tomorrow, and, I will be trading next week, so I hope to see you guys then. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for your time. It really does mean a lot. I appreciate each and every single one of you, and I hope you guys all enjoy the rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.